Hello, everyone. It's Katrine. Welcome. Let me just put on the chat here and see. Hello, and I wasn't sure if I would make it, but here I am, Roxandra. Hello, hello, hello. Everyone excited for day one. That is exactly after day two happened. If after the kickoff happened yesterday, I was like, I hope they are ready for day one. So it was quite a bit yesterday. Hello, Carrie. Hello, Jackie. Hello, Victoria. Wonderful. Great. Hello. Hello, ladies. Hello, ladies. How is it that it's always ladies? Are we attracting only ladies here? But I think also we don't have too many men in this industry, right? So I guess, what do you think? Maybe that's it. We just have a few guys actually in our wellness industry department, I think. So we'll see. Hello, Kim. Sylvia, I'm ready and excited to get my app moving forward. Wonderful. Because women are smart. Of course, Shalane. Hello, hello, everyone. So wonderful to see you. So wonderful to have you. So just quickly, let me know in the chats. Have you had a chance to already log in? And I know many of you have access already to the assistant, but I also wanted to see where everyone is. And let me share my screen and we get started, because today is number one, lead magnet and goal alignment. And that's going to be a super interesting one today. So we'll see lead magnet and goal alignment. And just wondering, do you have a guess what this one could be about, the lead magnet and goal alignment? What could that mean, and goal alignment? I'm just curious. I got an email to create an account, but ignored it since I already... Yes, that's right, Shalene. So yeah, Seth did a few updates this morning. Thank you. We always try to do them either late at night or early in the morning, but we had some real early birds. So we ran into some technical, and then we put up the screen because he was actually making changes to the upload. And you could see now the difference, that it is actually telling you what the upload is all about and how many documents are being uploaded and so on. So there were some early risers. Okay, Victoria, let's see. I tried to do my homework to download my files and only one file is there, but I downloaded successfully several of those. Okay, that's, I mean, if it's a start, all I want to hear today basically is really, for me, what is important is where you're able to log in and upload some files. That is something I really would love to see. So give me a yes if you were able to log in and upload files already. I'm just going to wait a little bit because I see those ones. Yes, yes, it's wonderful. Okay, great. Good. Sylvia, wonderful. Jackie, Pam, good. Wonderful, sweet. So that is, so the main purpose of everything right now is that we get through, Victoria, great, that we get through this entire week with our documents and we are working on something that is aligned with our business. That's why we are working with the AI assistant. Super good. Okay. So you were able, then were you able to prompt your files and get an answer back? That is another question. So give me a yes if you were able to prompt your files. Just wanted to make sure that everybody is there. So prompting, just quickly for the ones, the prompting is happening inside of the tool. You upload your files and then you were able to go to the chat and you were able to prompt your files. Okay, great. Prompt Sylvia, wonderful. Super. All right, good. Please make sure if you're stuck somewhere, do chat me up. And I think a few of you have done it already. I'm really trying to see that we are all every day more or less on the same page to move along. And I know that everybody has a different schedule and some people will not be able to attend, others will be, but it's all good. I just want to make sure that we can move together through this 1 week, and then we will be able to finish up hopefully strong at the end of the week. So wonderful. Do you have any questions for me right now in regards to the upload? Anything I should answer at this point, just in regards to our yesterday's kickoff call? And if not, that's great. That is good too. All right. So good. All right. You were all able. I'm glad. I'm really glad. Okay, I think we can move along then. So the idea today is that we are actually going to work on our first day, and we're going to talk about exactly what it is. So Sylvia, you're good. Perfect. Thank you for letting me know. This entire week is all about that we get to accomplish one goal, and that is building a mini funnel. The most important part of any business is to have people come into your world and you nurture them in order to them later on sell to them. So it's not about perfection. I'm saying it here. You're on your way already, but just a quick reminder that we are not striving. Is that striving for perfection this week? We are actually going for accomplishment. So we will again have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We have our calls. Friday, Saturday, no calls. And Sunday, if you can, I've scheduled a 3-hour call so we can finalize everything technical or lead magnet related or anything else if you wish to. So this week, I really just want you to feel how it is to get the lead magnet idea moving, to get the lead magnet in Canva created, to get the opt-in page set up, and then also on how to get the welcome email sequence. And you need to remember all these funnel steps. Anyway, to get the email sequence set up. So that's the only thing. We are not going for perfection. We are going for accomplishment. And you can always make changes later, and you can always create a new lead magnet, or I just want you to know how this whole thing functions, and then you can make it your own even better. But you will be able to definitely work on it already beautifully. Okay, today is the clarity owl, and we will simply work on the lead magnet idea today. So how do we get from a main power offer you have to the lead magnet? And we are going to reverse engineer this. We are not going to start out as, oh, I've got a client over there and she's asking for an essential oil blend, so I'm going to create a lead magnet. We're going to actually work from your main offer back to the lead magnet. And that is something I think very important to remember. You always need to think about where your client is going to actually end up, not where the client is starting. I mean, you need to know where the client is coming from, but in order to create anything in marketing, you need to know where the client is ending up. So what does it really mean to have a heart-centered marketing funnel going? So have it set up and created and not work the traditional way. Do you know these funnels where you go in and it screams red on top, buy now, basically? Then there is a video and then there are multiple tabs you go through. Do you know these funnels where it's just all about the offer all the time, and it's hardcore selling? It's very cold feeling almost. It's a little bit like going to a store to buy a new car, and you really want to trust that person, but you actually don't trust that person because you don't know that person. So we all know these type of sales pages and landing pages. They are actually uncomfortable to be on, or be in the store with a car dealership sales guy and try to say, okay, I really don't want that car. Yes, exactly. They are so offensive. And that's how I feel when we got a car for Max and you walk in. It's all a really good spiel. They have it all down, but you still underlying, you never trust them fully because you don't know if they have the interest really in helping you. And I think our industry in general is already very different because we are all in a way already heart-centered. So it will be much easier for us to do this. I hate those over-the-top funnels. It's too much. I get annoyed and hit delete. Sylvia, I know, I know. So that's why I think many in our industry don't even think about funnels or start funnels yet. They are the way, not the most aggressive ones, but they are the way of actually doubling and tripling your income with these type of sales funnels. But yet you can do it in a nice way. So let's go. I always click on the wrong slide. So let's talk a little bit what it is and learn to market and sell with your heart first. I think that's important. Maybe this is a bit small, so let me just use this screen. It's a little bit bigger, but I will read it for you. Focus on building trust. Prioritize creating genuine relationships with your audience by serving their needs first. That's why we're actually really trying to go and understand your audience first before we start selling to our audience. Number two is value-driven communications. Share helpful, educational, or inspiring content that resonates with your audience interest. So if you remember, if you try to, right now, let's say you're a new business, Sylvia or Shalane or anybody, if you're a new business, you put up your sales page and you think, okay, people should just buy now, right? They come to your page, they don't know anything about you, they have never seen you, they have never met you, and now you want them to buy. And that is a little bit like literally going to buy a house without ever having seen it. It's very, very hard to sell something you haven't been in contact with. And in this case, that is your business. You want to be able to educate the person that is supposed to be maybe your future customer, not just about your product, but also who you are. So you want to bring yourself into the entire setup and show your face, show up and give them the tips they need. Get on the phone, get on WhatsApp, or do anything that is necessary. And if we think back just 20 years back alone, where we didn't have the internet, or where is it 20 years or maybe already 30? No, it's 20 years, right? Where there wasn't the internet, we had to walk over, meet that person, set up a meeting and shake their hand. And that's how connections were made. We had dinners together, sales dinners, people came together. And there's nothing different actually today, only that we think, oh, we are going to put up a sales page or we're going to open up an e-commerce store and people should come. But not realizing anymore that it's actually an entire transformation journey until we get to our first sale or the first 5 sales. It's not happening when you decide today I'm going to sell something, tomorrow you're going to open it up and then they will buy. It doesn't work that way, especially not in our economy anymore. Personalized engagement. Use tools like email to connect directly with your audience, avoiding impersonal algorithms. And what I mean by that is social media is necessary. And I mentioned that already yesterday. If I had to choose between email marketing or social media, I would always do email marketing. And the reason is that you can spend an enormous amount of time on social media and maybe your post is being seen 2 or 3 times. Sometimes we hit a goal and on TikTok we go and get 1,000 views and more even. But that is happening very, very rarely. Now, if you have time to do both, do both, absolutely. If you would need to decide right now, most people start out with social media because that's what we hear everywhere. You have to have a social media account. You have to have Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, and Twitter, what is it called? X, and so on. But you can spend an enormous amount of time there. Versus when you have an email list, it is very dedicated to putting your thoughts onto paper, kind of, and really thinking about the process. Because yes, we do receive emails that are not aligned with anything we do or sell, but really it gives you a moment in emails to think about it. And still, email is one of the best sellers. So it's been bestsellers, a best-selling marketing item for you. So you make way more money doing email marketing than social media. It's really hard to beat the algorithm, and you're always held hostage to Facebook's or Instagram's changing algorithms. But again, if you can do both, do both. Right now, YouTube is the biggest thing people go after. I agree. It can feel really sweet and warm if you do it the right way. And if people sign up to your email list, they signed up for a reason. If they want to leave your world and your email list, that's totally okay too. We are always changing. Everything is moving. We are growing. We go to another mentor. We are getting new clients in. We add in new products. Everything is going to stay agile. But people can decide to get onto your email list and to get off your email list. And both of this is completely fine. We just have to have the mindset that if somebody wants to join, they join free will. You're not making them join, right? You're not sitting there and typing in their name and email address. They are joining because they want to join. And they are also leaving because they want to leave. And that is okay. It's hard to come up with topics to do videos on all the time. Yeah, topic creators, but it's actually interesting. We can come to that actually tomorrow as well. But it is working if you know exactly the items you're selling, then you can consistently create content around it. But I agree, it's not easy to do really good content consistently. I agree, Carrie. Ethical selling approach sales as an invitation rather than a demand. You know, buy now, buy here, buy now, buy. But you can always say, I'm offering, if you would like to join, if you think it is something you could use right now, then feel free to join my workshop or come over here. It's still up to that person. You're not doing the hardcore sales. And I don't like it. I probably, if I were to go into this typical big funnel selling and so on, I would probably make more money, but it doesn't feel aligned with my values. So you will often see actually the same type of people or group of people around around whatever I do, because it is more aligned with my way of doing business to rather know you than to always hunt down the next person and make them buy my product and convince them it's the best thing. But it's both is needed, but just I always stay with the ethical selling, saying this might be for you. You can come in, it's over here and try it out rather than the other type of selling. Community building. This is another big part right now, which is really a big wish for many people is where do I go to meet and see more of you? If they like you and if you want to be present for them, you're not a big e-commerce store, or you're not necessarily someone that is, I mean, maybe you are, I don't know everyone in detail, you're not like the most famous person maybe out there right now where you don't need to offer the community because the people are coming to you anyway and they just look you up on Instagram in that case. But building a community, it's like a little bit going to the farmers market every Saturday and you're meeting the same type of people again. Community is here to actually not only support you, but they will stick around if you guys connect with each other. And that is something really, really beautiful. So opening up a community space or knowing that they can chat with you or send you a message is something super important in our today's business, because everything is being handled by automation more and more, and also more chat services. And you will also see uh, uh, more and more AI and robots coming up in left and right. So the better we can make it, the warmer, the cozier around a fireplace type of experience for our community, I think the better we will be off in our business. And yes, it is much more work, but it's also way more rewarding to know your people. And serve first, sell second. That is something I have been doing, I think, throughout all of my businesses. You get to know the people faster if you can serve first and then sell second. It is more that I even, when I have calls or if something doesn't align, I leave it up to the person and say, I think you don't need this right now, or maybe you need it at a later point and not right now. So I'm trying to be very honest with what is needed or not needed. And that is, I think, serving first and selling second. And it's more in the interest of someone who is doing what we are doing in our businesses, like consultations, massage, skincare, yoga, anything like this is already actually serving first before selling. But we cannot lose the aspect of selling just because we are heart-centered or warm people. We do at one point need to ask for the sell, but it's easier to serve first and then sell, because you then got to know your audience quite a bit better. So, are there any questions around how to market with heart? I think that is something very easy for us to comprehend, especially in the environment we are in. Let's see. I love the way you do selling. It feels better and more that you care about me. Yes, and I think that is something we can all bring across much easier. Word of mouth still brings me the most business versus anything I've done online. Yeah. And I must say that I think word of mouth is still easier even in today's days, but it's not necessarily giving us enough the opportunity of surviving or making a living with what we are doing. So I think in today's days, we do need to do both. Unless, of course, you go to have a certain expertise where you can charge higher amounts. So if you have often, what is maybe good to see is if you have an expertise which matches, let's say you are a doctor and it matches aromatherapy, you can also ask for higher prices then. If you're coming in as an aromatherapist only, or you do aromatherapy plus herbalism, or you have been in business for 10 or 20 years, your prices will go up. And I think that's where you also can start charging more in person. But I think in the beginning, it is good to test both ways in a market, which feels comfortable to you, like your immediate area. Do it in person, but also get your feet wet. Because I know some people don't like to be maybe physically out there anymore, doing a workshop every single weekend and going out to the markets, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 times a week. That can be very tedious and hard to do as well. So you want to think about, what do I want to do now and in 5 years? I must have reverse psychology, because the more you tell me I don't need it, the more I think I do want. Shalane. That could be. I can't answer that question right now. I want to do more online. Yeah, I think it is really good because it does give you way more freedom. With Sansa, you make us feel special and important and loved. And I do. I do love you all. Love the heart-centered approach. I think that's why it's taken me so long to launch products, because of the sell approach. Feels oily. Jackie, exactly. Yeah, so it's important that you find your own way, but I wanted to bring that up for sure. So it is what we are going to do in this challenge this week. We are looking at heart-centered. Now we're going to still move on into some kind of sales, but also thinking about it at least only. And that is talking about a power offer. Okay, so a power offer is your main offer, which you're offering to your client at the end of the funnel, not at the beginning of the funnel, at the end of the funnel. And the reason why we want to know our power offer is really because it dictates everything we do. you declare your values with it, you do actions based on your main offer. So the power offer is not the tiny little thing here at the end, it is the one that will bring you most of the money. And we can talk about this more during the week as well. And you will figure that out today as well as homework. You need to understand what your main offer is going to be. And if that is in your product arrangement, you need to have your few best sellers. That's going to be your main offer. What sells the best in your product business? And in your digital online business, you need to understand what that is going to be or what it is already. Is it a workshop? Is it a course? Is it your consultation? Is it cohort groups? Is it a membership, maybe a community, a product you're offering, but digitally? So you need to understand what your main offer is. And what you always want to keep in mind is somewhere I want to make X amount of money, because the reason we want to know that number is we need to align, is my number and my main offer, or is my main offer actually the power offer, going to be met with this number? Is that even possible? Because when you think about, if your product, let's say, is $10 and you want to make $5,000, you need to think how many of those ones you need to sell every month. Now, if you know the number is going to be, what is it, 500? 500 pieces you need to sell, each of them $10. Yes, that's correct. Then your thinking gets very different. How many pieces do I need to sell then per week? Is that even going to be possible? If the answer is no, you need to recalculate and say, okay, I need to find a different main offer to meet my money wish for the months. If it is 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, no matter how much it is, you need to know what your main offer is, and then also how you're going to sell it. So main offer, power offer is what it is basically. So always start out as your wish. How much do you want to make? What is your power offer? And then we're going to go backwards. Think about this a little bit maybe today. So the power offer is going to declare your vision and mission for your business. If you basically say my main offer is to create workshops where I teach soap making, then you will not bring out a lead magnet that just talks about, for example, essential oils when you go traveling. That's not aligned. So that's why it's important. And also, you don't bring it out and say, I really like gardening, but let's talk about soap. Or I'm actually selling soap, but let's talk about gardening. This is not aligned with your vision or mission. So it's really important to have everything aligned beautifully. Then the power offer is also going to guide you to connect with your audience in a meaningful way. And what that means is, if you, again, let's say, have a workshop where you're teaching soap, and soap with aromatherapy, for example, you do not want to connect to a crowd that is selling horses. It doesn't fit. So again, it goes back to your power offer, your main offer. And that's how you then going to talk to your audience and get to know your audience. You don't want to get to know the audience that is selling horses. It's completely misaligned. And it will also dictate the journey you have to go through in order to get your customers to your power offer. So that is something also super, it's difficult, I think. It's not that easy to understand that in the beginning. Sorry, I wanted to do this one. Uh, that we actually need to think backwards, but it is the only way to align actually what our main offer is and going back what we serve now. And the reason is, you see this little here, this is more meant from the customer starts over on the left hand side, not knowing you, not knowing what you offer, not knowing even how to get and to the end point, which is going over to the rainbow or the bridge on the other side. So that's why everything needs to be aligned from the moment you start selling, or at least try. It will change. It's not going to be always like this. So it is a little bit like a hunt. We had an Easter hunt yesterday, but it is a little bit like a hunt. You need to hunt down the money you want to make, the main offers you want to create and sell in order to make that money, the audience you need in order to purchase your main offer so you can make that money, and then the way you nurture them first in order to come in and get your offer, and then you can make that money. So there's an exercise or a little document as well in our community. I will show you in a moment how those would look like. Examples. I always love examples, so I think that's important. So let's just talk. Any questions? Let's just go back for a moment. Any questions around the main offer or the power offer? Let's just see. I think I did a product-based workshop that was all just sales, sales, and I wasn't liking it. No, no, it is not nice. It's really no, I don't want to even attend those ones, right? Where you already go in and think it's like, oh, it's probably going to be selling. You want to go in not knowing and thinking it's like, oh, okay, it's going to be just fun, and then I can go. But yes, so any questions around your power offer, your main offer, your best product seller, basically. And it can be, again, it can be anything. It can be a workshop, it can be a product, it can be a 3-product combination, it can be a workshop with a course, it can be a course and a book, or it can be a digital product, Kim, like yours, plus a course or something like this. Just be aware, always able to change it. Again, we don't go for perfection, but we have to make choices this week, and that is more important. Okay, so let's just look at a funnel. Who has seen this type of funnel before? I'm sure some of you have seen a funnel letter, but for some of you, it might be completely new as well. So just let me know, give me a quick feeling. Have you seen it before? Yes, exactly. Exactly, Sylvia. So the main offer happens after they got to know us. Exactly. So you're actually, that's why I have been saying for a long while now, you don't need to have your main offer ready. You need to first have your email list open and people to opt in. And that is important. You then can still figure out your main offer. You should have an idea, but you don't need to have it ready. You want people on your email list, so in a few months from now you can actually sell to that email list. It's a very important distinction. Perfect. Great question, Sylvia. Okay, so great. Yeah, you have. Okay, set up on my side. Perfect. Super. Okay, so I'm just going to go through this, what it means for us, and we are not going to go through the entire one, but basically what happens down here is that we define our power offer first, and then we are going to talk about the next step, which is going to be the freebie we are setting up. Then we are setting up the landing page for the freebie. So you see, we know here what we want to sell, but we are not offering it right away. We are actually creating the freebie or the lead magnet. Then we are creating a landing page. Then we are creating the welcome emails where we nurture our people. Then they're going to go into another nurturing email sequence. So the welcome sequence is actually going to be very short. It's only 3 to 5 emails. But the nurturing sequence can be anywhere between 7 to 20 emails throughout a certain period of time. And then, only then, we're going to actually go into a sales sequence. So you can see that there's a lot of warming up, getting to know the person, and they should, with free will, go and come and get your freebie, get into onto your email list so you can nurture them, and then you can start selling, and then you continue to nurture. So I mentioned yesterday, I think it's 80% nurturing, 20% selling. Now, some people do know already what they want. And at one point, if you have your power offer ready to go, you can send them straight to the sales page. Some people know exactly what they want. But that is not the case in our industry for 95% of the people. They might know essential oils, but they don't know how to use them. They don't know what they want with essential oils. They smell nice, but a lot of them need a lot of education. And the same for anything like workshops. They don't necessarily know what they want in a workshop, but if you can describe it and work up to it, saying, I'm going to have a workshop in 4 weeks from now or in 3 weeks, and this workshop is going to be about da 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 dum. And here's a little bit more information why this workshop can change your life or why this workshop might be helpful for you. And then you send them to the workshop sales page to sign up. You're not going to be sad if only one person signs up, because the first time around, that's just what happens. Some people might sign up, nobody might sign up. It's just if I could put a magic wand out there, I would love for me to give you the advice to separate yourself from the moment when you put something out and the disappointment you might have. Because the very first sales funnel, when you put out something for the first time, does not mean that's going to work right away. I have been reiterating sales funnel landing pages hundreds of times, but I'm giving you just the distilled version, what has been working the best for me. And you will get that, but you might still need to make refinements. But this entire funnel here has been working the best for me, and I was able to triple the income with this type of funnel. And that's why I'm trying to suggest that to you. You don't need to follow it at all, but at least you have something set up until the end of the week. So we start out with the idea what the power offer is, or you have it already. And so basically we are focusing only on step 1, 2, 3, and 4 this week. Step 5, 6, and 7 comes afterwards. But right now you need to understand and want to have this set up, how the automation works. Because the last thing you want to do is somebody signs up over here on your landing page, and then you hunt down the person that signed up and then send him one email at a time. You want to have this automated. You don't want to have the chasing down, oh my God, they signed up, I need to send something immediately and run over and send it then. And then, your automation is not in place and you send one email after another. So this principle alone is going to put you 80% of the way already to where you need to be anyway, just understanding this first part. And that's why we are focusing on only those 4 steps this week. And that's fully enough. Okay, so our homework is going to be this week is to declare, or today actually, is to declare your power offer, and then also know your customer avatar enough in order to actually have, I think this one is working better for this. No, it was this one, to actually have the end goal alignment with your power offer. So we are going backwards, but I'm going to show you, I'm going to show you everything now in the school community, as well as we're going to get access to 2 prompts today. But I did want to make sure, are there any questions around this part here, or especially this part? And if that's the case, I would love to talk about this for sure. I love the graphic of the funnel versus an actual funnel. Yeah, often people use the typical funnel system where you work the people. And this one is a little bit more of a step-by-step scenario. I agree. Yeah. I have to go pick up my daughter from work, so I'll catch the replay for the rest. Thank you so much. Very important. Yes, absolutely. See you later or tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. So let's just go in, because I don't want to hold you up. I want you to get access to everything then as well. So a few things that came up yesterday, and I wanted to make sure that we are actually looking at this. So first of all, I think Roxandra and Shalane mentioned, can we have business abbreviations? So I added all of these abbreviations or whatever, and put them all in here so you can see that. Then I also added this folder new. It's under the Start Here section. So all PDF files kick off, and now also this one is going to be available for you. And you can just go in and get all of the PDF files. So you can just download them here in one place, and you don't need to look around in all of these different folders. So I'm trying to accumulate all of the PDFs. And then what I also mentioned, I think I didn't mention that yesterday, you can take each of those PDFs and upload them to your assistant and actually query them. So if you know, Katrine talked about something like, I don't know, the prompt for images. Or let's take something what we had yesterday, the end goal alignment, business abbreviations. Oh, business abbreviations. So you can upload them to the assistant right now, and then you can come back. Okay, what was it again? The ESP, and it will just query them back. So feel free to upload them as well and work with them. I don't have any problems with that. Okay, let's see, Erin. Will this work for those who have only product and no digital? No, this one is for both. So this one is for both. Especially if you, so funnels are meant for both. And give me maybe another clue. Will you have only product and no digital? No, so funnels are definitely meant for both. And in this case, it is also meant for both. Thank you so much for the abbreviations. You're welcome. I didn't know it's such a big deal, but I guess, I put it in there and then I saw the message from Roxandra. And then it's like, I guess it's good. It's good. How do you create an avatar? Okay, so your avatar is basically created by research. And there are different ways, and I can show you as well in a moment how to create an avatar. Yeah, so Erin, I don't do any digital stuff, only sell physical products, and that's totally fine. It will apply the same way to you as well. So physical products, just to make sure we are on the same page, physical products are actually being used in a funnel the same way as digital products. So you know your bestsellers, right, Erin? So you have your bestsellers and you have the possibilities to combine products to make the average order value, to increase your average order value. So you want to go for your best sellers and create an entire beautiful transformation around those. And you will invite people the same way onto your email list like you would do with a digital product. So it's a little bit of a rethinking maybe because you're working with actual products. And often what works there is like anything like coupons or sales items or get three if you pay for five. No, wait, the other, get five when you pay for four or something like this. So that's then going to be your main offer. At the end of the day, you will basically have a package ready for them to purchase. They normally cannot say no to. That's going to be your main offer. And you will be going then into Christmas, for example, or any kind of cycles. You probably will create multiple power offers because you have products and you will need to invite the people in. And the main part, what is happening around soaps or any kind of products, is obviously you're going to markets. So you do want to let people know, and I think you're doing this already, is sign up to my email list and come on in. I've got a lot to talk and sell. At one point, you might even consider to do a workshop and show how to make soap or create a soap and lotion product and so on. So we can definitely talk much more about it for a freebie. So you will find that out today for sure. Yeah. So you'll see that today. Okay, so Victoria, just coming back to you, how to create your avatar. So in general, if you know your main product, you have gotten to the point. The question is always, how did you get to the point that you are selling what you're selling? If you're creating or if you're selling already a product, you must have had a reason why you're selling it. And the reason often starts either with you and yourself. So if someone is making soaps or if someone is selling workshops, there was an interest at one point. And either the interest was right here with you or your immediate family or your interests himself, or you have gotten requests where it was so obvious for you. It's like, this question has been asked like 200 times. Why don't I make a product out of it? So you know already, and I know, there you go. Exactly. Et voila. I just wanted to say that, Victoria. So your main product is your deep sleep. You know that already. And you have a beautiful combination. I mean, you have such a powerful product right then and there. You just want to get at this point more people in. And that's why you need to have a funnel in order to guide them through to believe what you're doing is the best thing for them and so on. So, yes, exactly. Your power offer would be this. Now, who has bought your power offer already? And that is your avatar. So, you really want to become very clear about who that person is that bought your deep sleep offer and write it out. And that's where also the assistant will help you with. So I'm going to show that in a moment. I just wanted to go through here for a while. Just okay, so the PDF files have been added and they are there for you. Now the classroom day number 1 is here and you can come in. This is our recording. After this live, the recording will sit right here. And then you're going to find the intro from Power Offer to Lead Magnets. So the reverse, I would go through this. It's not a lot. It's just actually, I'm trying myself to actually narrow it all down and be much shorter. I can always give so much information, but sometimes it's too overwhelming. So I'm keeping it very short. What should I do if I don't know yet? So that is for anybody. If you don't have a product and no audience, if you have a digital online business or a physical product business, you can come down here and actually open up these resources depending what you need to look at. So if you, for example, have a physical product, which Aaron would be for you, you come here and you go through this. And then you figure out through this workbook. And also for you, Victoria, for example, you would take the digital version maybe or the in-person version and just go through this to really get to know your customer and your avatar. So this is what the workbook is for. And then you can use this one just to brainstorm. And then the homework itself today is going to be the lead magnet creation, the idea. And that one you're actually going to have with your end goal in mind. And I have this open over here. And I would encourage you to really go and take a look at this one because it will give you plenty of ideas on how to go about the reverse engineering. And what I mean by this, for example, let's see, upsell a physical product, for example, promote a membership, validate new offers, anything like this. So for example, if you have create a lead magnet that educates clients on skincare routines, for example, the lead magnet would be called How to Build a Natural Skincare Routine. So this part, for example, also Erin, one more time, if you have people come to your booth and they purchase something, you can say, you know what I have also for you is how to actually create a routine using different kinds of soap. So I have, for example, the shampoo soap, then you might have the soap for your husband and the soap for dry skin or sensitive skin is, why don't I send that to you? And if you give me your email address, I will send this natural skincare routine guide to you. So this is where it, for example, happens. Paid offer would be then the magnesium cream. And then over time, you would get them onto your email list, you nurture them, and then you make them the offer of your power offer, your bestseller, or even a consultation with you. You know, what kind of soaps and everything else that would be. Is that, does that make sense? So you basically, okay, all right. So you basically give them something they need before they buy the most expensive part from you. So you give them something else beforehand, and offer a guide that highlights the benefits of essential oils. So, for example, your paid offer is an essential oil starter kit you have created and maybe a course with it. But what they need before in order to get to know you is maybe 10 ways to use lavender for relaxation. So, go through, I always need explanations and ideas, and I hope these will help. Let me know. Let me know if that makes sense. So go through these ones, and if you still have questions, I'm more than happy to answer them as well. But always look for what you're doing. This is the paid offer. What is the paid offer? This is your main offer, your power offer. What are you selling? But what do they actually need before that? So, comprehensive energy healing course is maybe $495. It's really hard to sell a course for $495 if someone doesn't know you. But if you lead them in with the funnel we just talked about, introduction to energy healing, you're giving them some clues already. You're making them feel comfortable. And over the course of several emails, you're actually even sending them more details about energy healing. And then you can start selling your comprehensive energy healing course. Nobody buys anything most of the time above $100 or even at this point $50 without knowing who you are. So you're building this relationship. Skincare sells in my business, but I consult a lot with kids, so I created an EO tracking tool, a freebie for parents to log what works and what doesn't. What a great idea, Carrie. This is such a sweet idea. To do this for the parent. And it's also a connection point for the parent with a child, which is often lost in today's days too, for autism and aromatherapy. Beautiful. I love that idea. Beautiful. Anything that makes them really feel home with you will work, and that they do see that you care. So you put a lot of thought into your products, right? Everyone puts a lot of work and thoughts into your best-selling main products, but then most of the people don't get enough clients in to actually sell those main products. And you are good, and you are wanted, and you are worth the money you're asking for, but rarely make people make decisions just because you think you brought a great offer out and they should now buy it. It's rarely happening anymore. This is like, they need to get to know you. Always keep that in mind. If nobody shows up, it's mostly because they don't know you yet and they haven't been in contact with you enough. So yeah, go through these workbooks, these two. And then the prompt example one is up as well. Is that brings me in a moment here. So you're just going to simply answer those 3 questions, and we will do this right now in the Grimm Assistant. So you will get access to my business prompts, at least 2 of them right now, and then we will see later on every day you're going to get another prompt, and I'm going to go into these prompts. So when we are done with the call, Seth is going to get those ones live for you. And the business prompts here, you will get access to all of them, but start with the end goal alignment prompt if you don't know your customer's journey. It's a really sweet one, and you can actually retrieve the information. If you have already your files in the system, you can now retrieve the information and make this, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. So you could, for example, put in retrieve my client information, I don't know, for AI Grimm Society, just for example. And then you can click retrieve, and then it will look into your files and can retrieve your, maybe your avatar, your audience, or anything else. And then you come down here and it clicks generate. So it pulled in the information from what it knows about your business, and just your business. Again, it's your private client. And then it gives you the core transformation of your client down here. So you don't even need to think a lot right now. if you have the right documents already in your system. So make sure that you have these 15 to 20 documents we talked about yesterday in your system, and then use this prompt. It's called the end goal alignment retrieve, or you can just simply type it in here as well. So if you have nothing in here, for example, just type my clients are, I don't know, PTSD clients, and they are mostly male, between the ages of, I don't know, let's say 45 and 75, I don't know, with little money. So put everything in, or with lots of money, I don't know. Put everything in here, so you can just do this one here as well. And you can either retrieve it from your documents, or you just type it in and then you click generate. Let me see quickly. My avatar might be a happily and restfully sleeping person with a cloud around his head of sweet dreams. Well, is that the stage they end up after they have seen you, Victoria? Or is that you need to find the stage before they met you? Otherwise, you don't have anything to sell if they already have a cloud around their head and they have sweet dreams. So you want to find the avatar before you actually worked with them. And that might be someone that is not dreaming and happy yet. Yeah, so this here is right where you go, Victoria. Then go to the end goal alignment, put everything in you know already about your clients, because I know you had a few clients for sure already. Put in how they are, how do they feel when they come to you. And so your person is a very tired person beforehand, but how old is he? Where does he live? Why is he tired? Like, try to figure that out. And I show you another thing in a moment as well. And then click generate, and then you will get the transformation. And this transformation is giving you avatars here. So avatar number 1, then it gives me another avatar and another avatar number 3. And I can see what they look like, the psychographics, the after state, the before state, and so on. So please do look this up. So with little money, always worried, has a wife and 2 kids, and lives, let's say, in the United States, and wants to work but can't because he is always depressed, tired, and restless at the same time. Never mind my writing, same time. So you can put this in like this, and then you come here and click generate. And then it will give you proposals about your avatar. Struggling veteran Mike. It gives it a name. It gives it a demographic, a psychographic, the before state. Constantly anxious, sleep deprived, unable to hold a job, withdrawing from family, feeling worthless, trapped in survival mode. The after state then, for example, Victoria, would be managing PTSD symptoms effectively, sleeping better, able to consider part-time work, more present with family, and has practical coping tools. And the key emotional drivers would be need to provide for a family, desire to regain dignity, longing to stop suffering. And then objections, skeptical of treatment after previous disappointments, worried about the cost, and concerned about stigma. So this one is, for example, a perfect description of an avatar. And I will go through this. And even if you think you know your avatar already, try and still use this one just to see if it matches up with what you know and think. And then choose one of those 3 avatars and focus on that avatar for this week. And then you can go back and focus on other avatars. So what you can do with this one here, it gives you a lead magnet idea, but you can copy this one and then add it to your documents as well as a, to your files. New document, and then you put this avatar in here and you call it transformation analysis. You just grab, we made it so, so simple. You just grab the title, you put the entire lead magnet avatar, and then you click save. And then from here on out, you just can go back and query it, and you will then see the transformation when you chat with it back and forth. So you never need to go and find the document back. You don't need to go back and see who your avatar is. You can just use this avatar right now. So that is step number one. You go to your prompts, your business prompts. Not right now; they are not up yet, but they will come after our call. And you will go to the end goal alignment prompt. Yeah, now, well, that was the case, Erin, before. Now you don't need that anymore. You can put it directly in your documents and you can query it at all times. So once this one, for example, is exactly the match. Victoria, I can send it to you as well. But try this yourself, and it's so easy. There is nothing else you need to do than doing blah blah in here and figuring it out. So it's really, really easy, and you can keep everything in one place. So this is the new addition actually to the AI Grimm. Now, the second prompt you will be using is the number one lead magnet idea creator. And they are just simply 3 questions you need to put in. Again, you need to know your avatar, and you need to know a little bit who you are and how you teach and how you function. And this is where you go to the lead magnet generate. Oh, sorry, the end goal. Where is it now? I just had it open. Oh, yeah, no, it's the lead magnet generator. Sorry. And I'm going to take an example here. Let's just go and grab this one here. Holistic nutritionist. So the first question is, what's a small but powerful piece of advice you wish your audience knew sooner? Now that you know who your audience is, your avatar, you now know, okay, what's a small but powerful piece of advice you wish your audience knew sooner? And so my example would be, I wish holistic nutritionists knew their personal food journey is powerful marketing. So if you're teaching other nutritionists, maybe that is something you wish for they would have known. Then the second question is, what's a common struggle they face that you can help solve in 5 minutes or less? So why 5 minutes and less? So when somebody comes into your world, you want to give them quick wins. So when they download a PDF or a freebie or something from you, you do not want them to sit for 2 hours and try to understand your PDF. It needs to be something like a quick win. So what can you teach them in 5 minutes or less where they think, wow, I did not know this, and I wish I would have known it. And that's a quick win. So it's like, click, I like Erin, click, I like Victoria, because they gave me a quick win today. So that's really what you're going for. So let's go back here. They get stuck trying to sound professional instead of relatable. So this is what I'm going to put in here now, for example. What's a common struggle they face that you can help solve in 5 minutes? They get stuck trying to sound professional instead of relatable. So let's see what comes up as a lead magnet idea. And then how do you work best? What kind of document do you want to use? That's this. What's a unique way you love to teach or share your knowledge? So Roxandra, for example, might want to teach differently than maybe Shalane or maybe Erin. So maybe Roxandra says, I love to get on 15-minute calls, and that's what I want to do. So you would put this in here. And Erin says, it's like, no, don't like calls at all. I'm going to just tell them a little bit about soap over a voice message. Or I want them to have my PDF where I can talk about my skincare routine, and it's supposed to be just a checklist or something like this. So figure out how you like to teach, because that is an important part in your journey. You need to enjoy what you do as well. Some people like to get on calls. So let them book a 15-minute quick call with you. Some people love to be on video. Send them a video message as a thank you and explain how a skincare routine works or how to go to sleep with just a few easy tricks. So figure that out. I love real world before after stories and gentle visuals. You can take this and then you click generate. And then it will give you 3 lead magnet ideas you can give. And it gives you also the reason why these lead magnets will line up. So, for example, your food story framework turn personal experience into client connection. What it does transforms nutritionists' personal food journeys into compelling marketing stories that attract clients, which is cool. Always start with yourself. That's a good thing. Perfect for holistic nutritionists who struggle to stand out in the crowded market while maintaining authenticity. Also very true. Often people want to be someone else instead of themselves. Then the format should be a single page visual template with prompts and example stories. So you say this, now you say this. You have been saying this, why don't you say this? So this one would be, in this example, perfect. And why it works? Instead of creating more content, nutritionists leverage what they already have, their own journey, to create instant connections with potential clients. And then there's another lead magnet idea, the relatable nutritionist 5-minute message makeover. And then another one from plate to post, your personal food journey storytelling canvas. So those ones come up, and then you can obviously copy them out and put them into your assistant, or you choose one for tomorrow. Not or, you have to choose one for tomorrow. So today it's literally just about the idea. And that's it. So your homework today is, here we go, is know your power offer. So what are you going to sell at the end? And then get to know your customer or your client avatar. And then you're going to come up with the prompt idea today in here. So 2 prompts you will need today. One is the end goal alignment, and the other one is lead magnet idea creator. And those 2 prompts you will get access to. I saw your message, Roxandra. I don't see the prompt section in my assistant. Is that something you will add, or should it already be there? I will add that. That will come. Okay, so this will come. Seth will push this out to everyone, and then you will see it. April, wow, this is amazing, Katrine. I'm so glad you like it. Good, 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 good. Me too. Oh my gosh, I love the ability. I was copying and pasting to Google Docs. Yeah, you don't need to do that anymore. You're welcome, Roxandra. If we need to delete any of the downloaded files, how do sorry, how to delete any? So if you put files into your system, there's a trash can. You can just delete them over here. So I can delete this one easily, but I want to send that one to you. And you can just delete them here if you don't need them anymore. So choose your files wisely for this exercise but most of you have already enough in there. Then when you come to the prompts, and I will send you the links, you will just find, and I will also name the 2 prompts you need. So you will just go to those 2 prompts, the end goal alignment, and then also the lead magnet idea creator. And both of those ones will work perfectly because they are custom engineered prompts in the backend, and they will give you exactly what you need. It's not going to be any blah, 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 blah from ChatGPT. It's going to be very specific to accomplish our goals this week. Yes, thank you, Sylvia. Yeah, there is a trash can to the left of the files, and you click on the trash can. Exactly. That's how you delete them. Okay, so we are at the end of our today's presentation. And I would like to see if there are any questions, any ideas you have around here. You should already now have access to day 1 clarity. You're welcome, Victoria. Yes, that is your perfect client. I'm going to send you the outcome I have here. But do try to go in there as well. So um, yeah, so you should see the day one clarity. If someone could just double check me, it should be available to everyone. Because of my brain fog, I get super anxious when I do lives. Will my audience be okay if I do pre-recorded videos? Absolutely, Sylvia. Absolutely. Pre-recorded. I also mentioned to someone else just your hands, for example. It doesn't need to be your face on the screen at all. You can do faceless videos. You can do pre-recorded. Anything that works is going to be fine, especially in the beginning. I did not want to do videos in the beginning and I didn't do them. At one point, they just become natural and then it's going to be okay. I'm still nervous. I was nervous today before this video. I was like, do I have everything? Did I think of everything? But it's so normal. We are human beings, right? So, yeah, just recording is totally fine. Just the main point is all about this slide. Let me go back there for just 1 second. No, no, no. Let me go back. Where is it? It's not about, here it is. This is, keep this in mind, please. This one is the one. You're on your way. Just a quick reminder that we are not striving for perfection this week. We are really striving for accomplishment, nothing else. If it is a recorded video for anything, if it is just your hands, if it is no video, if it is images next to each other, if it's just a checklist, it doesn't matter. Just get something going to fill your funnel. Oh, thank you, Erin. Thank you so, so much. Okay, so day one is open. If Erin can see it, everybody else should be able to see it. Jackie, thank you, Katrine. I'm so glad I found you. Well, no, thank you for being here. Thank you that you have found me. That's what I should say. Okay, thank you as well, Victoria. Super. Okay, again, we have our community. You can ask questions there afterwards. Do use our question, the Q&A, and then I'm going to send you off. Have a wonderful evening. We see each other back tomorrow, same time actually tomorrow, and we will talk about the creation of the lead magnet, and you will see that we are going to go for a very short lead magnet. So whatever you decide on, think about that it's not going to be 10, 15, 20 pages long. It's going to be 1 to 2 PDFs this week. You can always go crazy and fancy later. But this week, we are all about getting it done. So one more time. Today, come up with one lead magnet idea and keep that one. And this one we will then do tomorrow, the one you decide for today. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. Have a good night. Bye.